Yes, man, I know. I know. This sounds an interesting topic. And believe me, this is. I found this and thought to share with you guys. If you want more of this information, do subscribe our channel and be part of our notification squad. Alright, here we go on a roller coaster ride. Be ready and buckle up. Let's go. Interest in factory sealed video games has soared in the past year, and collectors have been able to quickly flip the most coveted titles, making a substantial profit. Vintage baseball cards, antique coins, and rare comic books, originally bought for pennies, now regularly sell for millions of dollars, sending enthusiasts in pursuit of the next hot collectible. Retro video games and these all things. Interest in factory sealed video games has soared in past years, with some companies aggressively targeting collectors from more established markets. The hottest investments are games for the Nintendo Entertainment System, which popularized characters like Link, Mega Man, and Mario in 1980s. Collectors have been able to quickly flip the most coveted titles, making thousands of dollars in profit and fueling concerns of unsustainable hype. One collector named Donald Prog Jr., who runs the website Columbia Comics, said he had spent about $50,000 buying vintage video games since his first purchase in March. One sealed NES game cost nearly $1,500. He had its condition graded and then sold it for more than $12,000. The top end of the market has also been invigorated. In September, Eric Neerman, a dentist who had primarily collected sports cards, spearheaded a $1 million purchase of dozens of games. Months after video games collectors jointly bought a rare Super Mario Bros. Game for more than $100,000. A copy of the original Mega Man recently sold at auction for $75,000. Collectors say that multiple gold copies of Nintendo World Championships, only 26 were distributed, making it one of the rarest NES games, have reached the six-figure threshold in private sales. You almost can't pay too much because the stuff is going up so fast, said Josh Hamlin, the owner of SideQuest Games in Portland, Oregon, who advises comic book collectors seeking to diversify. Some long-time collectors are pleased, saying video games are an art form that deserves to be recognized. However, other members of this tight-knit community say that the higher prices are exaggerated, even if their own collections are now worth far more, and some have raised ethical concerns. Market distortion, both legal and illegal, ethical and unethical, is rampant in the art world, said Richard Lehan, a founding member of Strophius, a New York firm that provides legal services for the arts community. Everyone is essentially trying to game the system. In collectibles market, prices are highest when significance and scarcity overlap. Prime example is Action Comics number 1, the 1938 issue whose cover features Superman's debut. There are thought to be about 100 surviving copies, and a well-preserved version has fetched $3.2 million at auction. A copy once owned by the actor Nicolas Cage sold for $82,500 in 1992, $150,000 in 1997, and $2.2 million in 2011. Intoxicated by the ascent in the value of rare collectibles, speculators are eager to find the equivalent in video games while prices are still relatively low. It's something they can break into at this point, said Valerie McLecky, who oversees video game sales at Heritage Auction, a category that Sotheby's and Christie's have not entered. They want to get in the ground floor of this new collectible. The surging values have surprised even long-time collectors, who for years were primarily interested in completing their collections that included arcane titles such as Color Dinosaur, a game for preschoolers. Mr. Hamlin said he was ecstatic to spend only $1,000 on a sealed copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even thought it would have just cost a few $100s 2 years ago. Some speculators visit his store, he said, without properly understanding the industry. They are just coming in and buying anything that is sealed, he said. The point where I am saying don't buy this, it's not rare at all. A game like Super Mario Bros., which was released 35 years ago, can seem like an odd choice for a collectible. More than 40 million copies were sold, according to Nintendo, and Mario had made his barrel jumping debut earlier in Donkey Kong. But collectors have been charmed by a guide to Nintendo's Black Box series that detailed 11 variations of the uniform black packaging for Super Mario Bros., including early copies released in New York and Los Angeles that were sealed only with a round black sticker. That guide published last year by Wata Games, which began grading the condition of game boxes, cartridges, and manuals in April 2018, sent people scaring for a variant that previously drew scant interest. Dr. Nairman, the collector who was a part of $1 million game purchase, said he had obtained 20 sticker sealed games since March. It's creating chaos in the market, said Sean Surmick, who writes a column for Antique and Auction News. He added, a lot of these starry-eyed speculators just see dollar signs. When Heritage brokered a $100 and $150 private sale for a Super Mario Bros. Game last February, it called it the only known copy with a sticker seal still intact. Heritage also said Wata had given the game grade of 9.4 out of 10 or near mint condition, but the sale raised ethical questions among some collectors who flocked to online forums with complaints of affiliated price. At least 2 of the 5 buyers are personally invested in Wata, and the game's previous owner and a buyer are on Wata's advisory board. That buyer, Jim Halperin, is also a co-chairman and co-founder of Heritage. Dennis Kahn, the president of Wata, said that transparency was paramount, and Wata employees were not allowed to have games graded by the company or sell those that were. Several industry observers and parties involved in the Super Mario Bros. Sale said it was legitimate, emphasizing a completing 6 figures offer for the game and rebutting claims of a cable artificially driving up the price. We certainly thought that the publicity was a nice add-on benefit, Mr. Halperin said, but I don't think we would have bought it if we didn't think it was a good deal. If retro games are successfully portrayed as vulnerable assets, Heritage and Wata both stand as a profit as middlemen in the transaction. The company's partnership has helped Wata rapidly compete with Video Games Authority, which has graded games for about 15 years. Since the 6-figure sales, Heritage has auctioned 29 copies of Super Mario Bros. For the NES, ranging from $79 to $19,200. It has sold hundreds of games graded by Wata in the past years, including 13 for more than $10,000 each.